Hello everyone, welcome to the session on energy engineering. So in the last sessions, in the previous sessions, we were discussing about the module number 2, topics which are related to the module number 2. So in particularly about hydroelectric power systems, okay. So various concepts we have discussed. It is a continuation of this, the concepts which are related to the hydroelectric power plants, okay. So the different topics that we are going to discuss in today's session, or this session is, the first one is gates. Okay, so we know that in an hydroelectric power plant we have a reservoir is constructed across a flowing river, and then that reservoir stores a considerable amount of water. Okay, so in order to control the flow of water, okay, from the reservoir, okay, so to the downstream, okay, to the power plant, okay, or to the downstream to the river, okay, so we need gates, okay, so hydraulic gates we call them. So that basically controls the like a flow of water, okay, to the downstream. Okay, so under this heading we will discuss about what you mean by the gates and what is the function of the gates, as well as different types of the gates we will discuss with the help of a sketch. Okay, the gates are basically classified as, okay, so one is vertical lift gate, and then we have a radial gate, which is a second type, and then we have a rolling gate, and then the drum gate. Okay, so we will discuss with the help of a sketch, okay, what is the construction, like how the construction of these gates are made, and then how does these gates function, or if there are any advantages and disadvantages of these different types of gates, that we will discuss under the heading, okay, the gates. Okay, and then next topic for this session is water hammer. Okay, so water hammer is it is an undesirable effect, okay, in an hydraulic system. Okay, so we know that we have a water which is stored in the reservoir, and then we have a power plant, okay, so where the turbine and the generator are present. Okay, so normally what happens is, in order to transfer the water which is present in the reservoir to the inlet of the turbine or the power plant, so we need a piping system that is called as a penstock. Okay, so in some cases, okay, when the load on the generator is more, okay, so then we need to have a turbine demands more quantity of water. Okay, so through the penstock a lot of water flows into the turbine inlet. Okay, so that might create a high pressure. Okay, so that means there is a fluctuations of the pressure. Okay, so in some cases what happens is generator load is less, and then the water required on the turbine is less. Okay, so in those cases, okay, a vacuum might create. Okay, so inside the penstock or the closed hydraulic circuit, okay, that will also result in the fluctuations of the pressure. Okay, so these fluctuations of the pressure due to the sudden opening and closing of the valves, okay, so that will transfer the water into the penstock to the turbine or the powerhouse. Okay, so that fluctuations of pressure is called as a water hammer effect. Okay, so you need to like while designing a penstock, you need to consider, okay, what are the pressures that might occur. Okay, so due to this water hammer effects. Okay, so next we will discuss about the penstock, as I told you before, and then while discussing the different components of a hydroelectric power plant. Okay, so penstock are the very important components. Okay, so from the reservoir where the water has been stored, okay, to transfer the water which is present in the reservoir to the inlet of the turbine, okay, where the power is generated. Okay, so we need a pipe like structure, okay, which is normally like of different diameters. Sometimes it is about 7 meters of diameters of a penstock. We need such a big one, and then it is made up of steel or a concrete blocks. Okay, so those things, okay, with the help of the sketch we will understand. Okay, so what do you mean by the penstock, what is the purpose of that, and then what is the material of which it is made up of. Okay, so different concepts which are related to the penstock we will understand, or we will discuss under the heading penstock. Okay, and next one is the valves. Okay, so valves play a very important role. Okay, so in an hydroelectric power plants, okay, like there are different types of the valves. Okay, some we have a pressure control valves and direction control valves, and as well as a flow control valves. Okay, so basically in this like a syllabus, okay, are the hydroelectric valves, we will discuss about like a flow control valves, okay, to control the flow rate of fluid, okay, so inside the hydroelectric power plant, okay. So those things, different types of valves, okay, we will discuss under this heading, okay. So that is about a brief introduction to what are the topics that we are going to discuss in this session. So coming to the first topic, that is gates, okay. So gate, as I told you before, it is control the flow of the water, okay, from the reservoir to the downstream, okay. So basically the gates are classified as 4 types, okay. The types of gates are vertical lift gate, and then the second one is the radial gate, and then the rolling gate, and then the drum gate. Those are the 4 different types of gates we have, okay. So the first one is vertical lift gate, okay. So why it is called as a vertical lift gate? Because, okay, so in order to open the gate, okay, in order to open the gate to allow the water to flow out of this like a reservoir, so we have to lift the gate in a vertical direction, okay, with the help of a cable, okay. So that is why it is called as, we are lifting in a vertical direction with the help of a cable. So that is why it is called as a vertical lift gate. And this shows a sketch of an vertical lift gate, okay. So in this one, if you see here, okay, so what we have is, we have a steel gate here, okay, this is a steel gate. Here in this part the water is stored, okay, and then this is the spillway crest, okay, spillway crest, okay. So and then we have a steel guide here, and then these are the vertical guides, okay. So these are the rolled trains here, okay, and this is a gate, okay, though this portion is called as a gate, and then which is connected to the hoisting cable, okay. So the gate is connected to the hoisting cable, okay. So like during the operation of this vertical lift gate, okay, so by lifting it vertically in the upward direction, okay, the gate is opened so that the water flows out of this reservoir here, okay. So we have this if this gate is like exactly at this position, okay, so then it is in a closed position, and then if you want to open this, okay, to how much ever extent you want, okay, so with the help of this hoisting cable you can lift this gate, and then this moves in the upward direction. So then there is a gap between the crest and then the gate, then through this the water can flow out, okay. So that is about the vertical, okay, gate, okay. So vertical lift gate. So the second type is the radial gate, okay. This is a sketch, okay. This sketch shows the cross sectional view of a radial gate, okay. So what we have in this case, okay, we have a spill crest, okay, so behind which the water is stored. So upon which we have this kind of construction of a radial gate, okay. So here the water is stored, and then this water upon opening of a radial gate can flow out of this over this spill crest here, okay. So what are the different components of this radial gate are, okay. Of course we have a gate here which is cylindrical segment, okay. If you take a cylindrical and you cut it into a segment, okay, so a portion of a cylinder, okay, so it looks like that, okay, it is a cylindrical segment, okay. In order to move, okay, so we need to have a trunnion, okay. At this point it is hinged or it is fixed, okay, so it can open like this and then close like this, okay. So it is fixed at the trunnion, okay, and then we need a cable, okay. So cable is attached to this gate here, okay, you can see this line, this is a cable we have, and then we have a winch, okay, so which is normally driven by the electric motor, okay. So what does electric motor does is it try to when it is switched on, okay, the cable, okay, will go in the upward direction, and then the opening of this gate takes place, okay. So these are the various components of this radial gate. How does it function is, so if you want to open this gate, okay, since this radial gate is connected to the cable here, okay, so when you lift this cable or pull the cable with the help of a motor, okay, so this, since it is fixed at this point, this will tries to open, rotate, okay. So and then there is a gap between this gate and then the spill crest here, through that the water can flow out, okay. So this is how the radial gate functions, okay. So one of the major advantage of this the radial gate over this vertical lift gate is that, okay, so there is an advantage of a friction, okay. So in this case, if you see, okay, there is a gate and then it has to like a move over this rolled train, okay, here, okay, there is a lot of friction comes into the picture, okay. The power required to move this gate is more. Whereas in this case, that can be avoided. The friction required, the friction is less in this case. The power required to lift the gate is less in the case of a radial gate, okay. So next, coming to a rolling gate. This is a third type of a gate that we are going to discuss, okay. So what are the different components of this rolling gate are, okay. Of course, we have a spillway crest, okay. So upon which this rolling gate is constructed. So we have a cylindrical drum, okay. So on the cylindrical drum, okay, so what we have is, which is a moving cylinder actually, so and then which acts like a pinion. You might have seen this rack and pinion arrangement, okay, in type while you might have come across while discussing about types of gates, okay. So rack and pinion arrangement, okay. So this works in the similar fashion, okay, actually. So this is a moving cylinder which acts as a pinion, so which has a teeth, okay, radially arranged teeth over this cylindrical drum here, okay. And then we have a inclined rack upon which this cylindrical drum, okay, which acts as a pinion, can roll over or can move, okay. So and then we have a rolling cylinder is attached to the hoist cable here, okay. This is a hoisting cable which is attached to this cylindrical drum, and then this is a hoist room, okay. So these are the various component, okay, and then everything is inside this concrete tower, okay, which is constructed above this spillway crest, okay. So during the opening of the gate, what happens is, okay, this with the help of a hoist cable, the pinion, okay, which is a cylindrical drum which moves over this rack, so can be lifted or pulled in the upward direction. When it is pulled with the help of a hoisting cable, so this rolls over, and then there is a gap between this spillway crest and then this cylindrical drum there, and then the water can flow out of this spillway crest, okay. So based on that, okay. So this is about the construction of a rolling gate, and then how does this rolling gate works, okay. So and then the last type of gate is that is called as a drum gate, okay, DRUM, drum gate, okay. So how what is the construction of this, okay. We have a segment of hollow cylinder, okay. So this is an hollow cylinder which is not a complete cylinder, which is a portion of it, okay, or the segment of a hollow cylinder, and then it is fixed at one of the point, okay. So when you fix this a segment of a hollow cylinder at one point, it is called as a hinge, okay. So about this hinge, okay, it can come back and then it can retract as well, okay. There is a space is provided, okay, to accommodate this hollow cylinder, okay, into this space here, okay. So and then we have this is a hollow drum, and this is a hinge about which that hollow drum rotates, and then we have a arrangement here, okay. There is an inlet and then the outlet, okay. So why does this arrangement is there, okay. We can admit the water through this one, okay. In order to lift that cylinder in the upward direction, okay, we can admit the fluid into this region here, okay. When the high pressure fluid is admitted into this recess, okay, or the which is a space provided, so then there is a force acting on this hollow drum, and then this hollow drum will be lifted, okay. So and then if you want to release back, okay, in the closed position, okay, so then this fluid goes through this outlet here, and then hollow drum comes back to this original position, or into the recess or the space provided for this hollow drum here, okay. In the open position, okay, this drum exactly fits into this space here, okay. Then the water can flow out, okay. So in the closed position, we admit the water here, okay. So this gate is lifted, hollow drum is lifted, so then water cannot flow out, okay. So this is how the this a drum gate works, okay. So this is about the different types of the gates, okay. So the construction and working principle, and we also discussed about the advantages, okay. The first one is vertical lift gate, radial gate, rolling gate, and as well as a drum gate, okay. Next we will discuss about the second topic, that is the water hammer. Okay, let us discuss about the second topic, that is the water hammer. The definition of water hammer is change in pressure rapidly above or below normal pressure caused by sudden change in the flow rate of water flow through the pipe according to the demand of a prime mover. So there is a fluctuations of the pressure. So because of the change in the flow rates, which is flowing through the like a Penstock, for example, because of the change in the like a load on the generator. Suppose if the generator load decreases, so if the like a load on the generator, that means the demand of electricity from the generator decreases, at that time what happens is the turbine also runs at lesser speeds, and then the water required at the turbine is less. So and then during that time, in order to regulate the lesser amount of water onto the turbine, we need to close the gates. Gates regulate the amount of water flowing. If you close the gates, less water flows. So then what happens is when the gates are closed, like a pressure on the upper stream will increases above the normal pressure. So if you take the second condition, that is generator load, so increases, that means when the demand for electricity is more, then the load on the generator increases. Then we need a lot of water onto the turbine. So then what happens is we need to open the gates in order to admit water, more water into the inlet of the turbine. Other time what happens is so pressure above the downstream, so upstream the pressure above the upstream which is reduces below the normal pressure. So that will result in a fluctuations of the pressure inside the like a Penstock, for example. So that is why based on the prime mover load, the demand, the rate of flow so changes. This will change the pressures. There is a fluctuations in the pressures. So in the upstream, that will result in the effect called as a water hammer, which is not desirable for the hydroelectric power plants. So next we will discuss about the Penstocks. The next topic for the session is about the Penstocks. So we know that in an hydraulic power plants, it consists of various components. For example, we store the water, considerable amount of water, so inside the reservoir, you like by constructing a dam. So and then we have a powerhouse wherein we have a turbine in order to produce the electricity with the help of a generator. So and then in order to transfer the water from the reservoir to the inlet of the turbine, we need a kind of piping system. That piping system is called as a Penstock. So after working on this turbine, the water later it will enter into the tail race. So if you come look at this diagram here, so we have a reservoir here, and then across which a dam is constructed, and then we have a powerhouse at the downstream here, where this the turbine and generator are mounted, and then we have a tail race. So at the end, so this the pipe which connects this reservoir to the inlet of this powerhouse or the inlet of the turbine is called as a Penstock. So which is a very important component of an hydroelectric power plant. So what is the function is transfer the water from the reservoir to the turbine inlet. Its basic function is to transfer the water from one point to the other point, that is from the reservoir to the turbine inlet. So sometimes the level of this the Penstock inside the reservoir should be such that it has to provide the water seal throughout the level of this reservoir. So it provides the water seal so throughout the level of this reservoir, and then it is the material from which the Penstocks normally made up of their steel. So sometimes the diameter of this Penstock is about 7 meters. So and then large pipes are manufactured by the process of welding or riveting process, and then we can have a concrete can be used in order to build this large sized Penstock. So that is called as a reinforced concrete can be used to build this bigger sized Penstocks. And then what are some of the advantages if you use this a like a reinforced concrete is that, okay, it is one of the advantages, long life and maintenance free. Okay, if you have a steel pipes, okay, you have to maintain time to time, whereas if you have a concrete pipes, okay, so maintenance is it is a maintenance free thing. Okay, and then which is having a long life. Okay, this is about the penstock. So what you have to remember is penstock is used, okay, now to transfer the water from the reservoir to the inlet of the pipe. Okay, so some of the materials that are used in order to manufacture this penstocks are steel, okay, or in some cases reinforced concrete can also be used, okay, in order to, okay, manufacture, or in order to construct these penstocks. Okay, so and then the last topic for the session is about the valves. Okay, so there are different types of the valves. Okay, so we have like a pressure control valve in order to control the pressure in a system, in any system, for example, and then we have a direction control valves. Okay, so in order to control the direction of the fluid. Okay, so and then we have a flow control valves. Okay, so flow control valves are the valves which are used to control the flow rate through any hydraulic system. Okay, hydroelectric power system. Okay, so here we have written the sketches, okay, for the two types of flow control valves. One is a needle valve and then the globe valve. Okay, so here needle valve, the names come from because of this a pointed, okay, the sharp pointed conical disc. Okay, this is a sharp which is conical in shape and then which is a pointed disc. Okay, that is used in order to control the how much amount of the water flows through this valve. Okay, so that is flow control, the discharge can be controlled with the help of this valve here. Okay, so here coming to the construction of it, this is the inlet of the pipe, valve, and this is the outlet, and then this is the a needle. Okay, so which is attached to the a threaded stem here. Okay, and then at the end of which we have a hand wheel. Okay, by rotating this hand wheel manually, okay, so you can you can make this pointed needle, okay, to go up and then down. Okay, by that like where it can control the opening, okay, of this of this pipe here. Okay, so if it is completely open, the full flow can flow through this. If it is completely closed, okay, the flow doesn't flow from inlet to the outlet. Okay, so this is the construction. Okay, so basically we have the valve body, inlet and outlet, and then the hand wheel which is which can be operated manually. Okay, a fine control can be obtained. Okay, so if it is a small diameter pipes, okay, a small range of flow rates can be adjusted with the help of a needle valve. And then a sharp pointed and conical disc. This is a sharp pointed and conical disc we have, which is attached to the a threaded stem there, and then a needle which is adjusted manually. Okay, you have to rotate manually in order to control the flow. Okay, and then it is normally these valves are made up of a steel material. Okay, so this is about the needle valve. Okay, so coming to the next type of a flow control valve. Okay, as I said, flow control valve controls the flow rate or the discharge or amount of the water flowing through this pipes or through the valves. Okay, so this is also the construction is quite similar. We have a valve body, and then we have a hand wheel, and then through this which is a threaded thing. Okay, and then at the end of this threaded stem we have attached, okay, a circular disc. Okay, instead of a conical disc here we have a circular disc. Okay, so and then that is only the difference between the both of them. Okay, so what is another important difference is, okay, the flow area. Okay, if you compare both of these sketches here, the flow area in the case of a globe valve is more. Okay, so that is compared to the, okay, needle valve. That is one of the important difference between the needle valve and globe valve. Okay, so larger flow area compared to the needle valve. Okay, so that is the one of the important difference between, okay, needle valve and then the globe valve. Okay, so these are the flow control valves, the two types of flow control valves, that is needle valve and then the globe valve. Okay, so in order to summarize that what we have discussed in the session, we started with the gates And then we have like a scene, okay, there are four different types of gates. And then we also discussed about what is mean by the water hammer effect, okay, when does it happen, what is the reasons for that, we have discussed about that. So and also we have discussed about the penstock, and then the valves, okay, the flow control valves. In that we have, in particular, we discussed about needle valve, and then the one more is the globe valve, okay. So these are the topics. So thank you so much.